What it is, guys, your boy RoyalJZ. So we're back at again another video. So look, I promised you guys that I was going to try to post for this whole month, and mind you, I didn't post it for June 1st because I didn't have a video, so we started on June 2nd. So for today's video, I'm going to be explaining to you guys how I was able to afford mini bikes and dirt bikes when I was in high school. When I was a little jit, I was like 15, 16, you feel me, having full-blown mini bikes. I was doing 60 miles per hour. I was rebuilding dirt bikes and stuff like that. So I want this video to motivate you guys, and hopefully you guys can, I guess, use some of my tricks and tips to get a mini bike at your age. But it's gonna come at a cost. You're gonna have to grind for it. You might not be able to get it right then and there. It might take a year for you to save, but you're saving. Hopefully your mom or dad can put in, because they see you grinding and working hard to get it. But yeah, man, we're gonna get to it. So let's get to today's video. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and just get to it a little simple. So my grind of trying to get a mini bike kind of started, I'm not gonna lie, since I was little. But once I got to age of like middle school, that's when I wanted to I really wanted one in like middle school, when I was in 7th grade. So I was asking my mom, she's like, no, they're dangerous. And mind you, my mom is overprotective, so she didn't want to see me on this mini bike. And y'all know mini bikes are really dangerous, dirt bikes are dangerous, anything in life is dangerous. But my mom did not want me to get one, so I like, man. So I got an idea for somebody else. They was selling, I'm gonna say it, no, I'm not gonna say it on camera, but they were selling end pops. It start with an N, it got an I, it got 2 G's and an A, pops. They were selling end pops. So what is an end pop? So it is a lollipop, sucker, or blow pop, whatever you want to call it, wrapped around with an airhead and a annihilator on top with Kool-Aid. So it was called an end pop. So it was a lollipop airhead wrapped around with a annihilator on top of it with Kool-Aid and sugar and a baggie. And I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty good. So I decided to start selling that stuff. But before I started selling that stuff, my mom said, if we gonna do it, we gonna do it right. So what that mean was, if I'm gonna sell this stuff, we gonna do like we own a restaurant. So my mom said, make sure your hand wash, make sure your equipment is clean, because mind you, I'm selling this stuff at school. My mom don't play. She tell me every day, don't eat out everybody else, you feel me? Because some people is dirty. So when it comes to my mom, she did not play about that. So when we started selling it, she made sure I had everything clean. My hands just washed. I had gloves. And I'm not gonna lie, first few days, you can't be scared. You gotta go up to people like, hey, I got this for sale, I got this for sale. So that's what I was doing. I was selling end pops just for 7th grade only. And I'm not gonna lie, I made over $60 like my first week. And I'm not gonna lie, I bought a game. I bought Payday 2 for the Xbox 360, and after that, I stopped selling. So I got lazy. No, I got what I really wanted. It was the game. I wanted a mini bike, but I knew my mom wasn't gonna let me get the mini bike. So I made $60, and I think I made maybe like $200. $200 first. Oh Lord, I made $200 like the first 2 months of me selling. I'll say maybe even less. I made probably about, I'll say I made like $120. I made $120. I spent $60 on a game that was like $60 on the Xbox store. So the rest of the money, I'm not gonna lie, I do not know what I did with it. I probably spent it on other stuff, but I stopped selling. Fast forward to 8th grade. So 8th grade, I went to another school. So my mom said if I was able to walk the stage, she'd let me, she'd buy me a mini bike. So I passed all my classes besides one. So you needed a 3.0 to be able to walk the stage. Like if you had like a 2.9, they'll let you graduate and stuff. Like as long as you got like over a 1.5 or some shit like that. It was kind of weird. It was weird. I don't know. But as long as you was passing all your classes and had like a straight amount of grade, they'll let you walk on stage. But I had one F. It was a math class. But mind you, look, they allowed me to go to all the field trips. We went to Raging Waters, we went to Six Flags. No, we went to Hurricane Harbor. That's like Six Flags, but look at that. We got mini bikes on the riverbed. Sheesh. But yeah, man, I went to all the field trips. with that F. So mind you, I was not supposed to go on a field trip because you're supposed to have all passing grades, and they let me go. So they didn't let me walk, so I never got the mini bike. But they passed me on to the next grade because the grades was good enough, but it wasn't good enough to walk on stage. So I wasn't able to walk on stage. So mind you, fast forward to 9th grade. This when it went crazy, man. I got my put on, bruh. I started selling powder, man. I started selling crack cocaine. I'm just playing. So I started selling hot chips. So mind you, it was other people selling chips, so I didn't want to be that guy to just copy them and step on their toes. So I waited until they stopped selling. So 9th grade, people stopped selling. So I'm like, oh, it's an open market for me. So I got the bright idea, oh, they not selling no more, so let me sell. So I told my mom blessed me with some money to go to the store, Food for Less, to go get the big bags of hot chips. So it came with hot Cheetos, hot Funyuns, it came with hot fries, and it came with another bag. So I was selling them for $1. So mind you, the pack of chips come with what, 30? About 40 bags, 40 to 30 bags. It only costs what, like $15 to $20 to get them. So I was making a higher profit. So I was doing that, and mind you, I was watching YouTube videos, and I was going on OfferUp. This is when you can buy a complete bike on OfferUp for $250. So with that being said, I was buying bikes, like little cheap pit bikes and stuff like that, and I was able to fix them and sell them for double the money. So if I bought a pit bike for what? If I bought a pit bike for like $120, I was selling for $450. So with me doing that and selling chips, I was able to, you know, come up. But most of the time I kept the bikes, but I sold like 2 of them. So I was able to buy my first GTS. No, I was buying PC parts. I wanted to be a GTA 5 YouTuber. So I was buying PC parts, and I wasn't really kind of thinking about the mini bikes. I wanted to do the YouTube stuff for the GTA. So with that, GTA didn't work out, and I was like, man, I want to ride. So I saved enough money. I bought a Ragley Joe's. I bought it, I think it's some school in Watts. It's behind the project. I bought a Joe's mini bike for $250. It was no, I bought a Joe's for $125 on OfferUp. And mind you, Joe's is one of the worst bikes because they come with them little cheap wheels. So I paid $120, and this bike was a Mexico flag color. It was red, green, and white, if I'm not mistaken. Painted it up, rode it for a while, and that's the first time I felt on a mini bike. The chain got locked up on the back wheel, and with a Joe's, how skinny it, like how small it is, it's really not too much control when that back wheel locked up. So I fell on my shoulder. So fast forward a few months later, birthday came. My mom blessed me with some money. I bought a GoPro Hero 7. Then I had a little bit more money, and I sold my pit bike. I'm gonna see if I can put up pictures for you. Mind you, the pit bike might have been stolen, but it is what it is. I sold it, and I had $400. I took a trip to GTS Hobbies and bought this bike right here. I had this bike for 5 years, man. OGs know this bike used to be yellow. So after I bought that, man, it was wraps. That's when my YouTube career started. The first few months, the first few weeks of me starting the YouTube stuff, I'm not gonna lie, it blew up over. Like I had it when I started doing the mini bike stuff. I was at 100 subscribers, and like the first month, I was at 1,000 subscribers, man. So that's why I knew it was like, all right, this mini bike stuff gonna work out. And fast forward to 2025, I'm at 30,000 subscribers, and I am blessed to be here, man. But man, it's only basic stuff. If you gotta sell candy, oh look, I was collecting cans. I was collecting cans too. It ain't nothing wrong with collecting cans. So I was selling chips, collecting cans, and flipping mini bikes and dirt bikes. So if it's a will, it's a way. If you want something, you gotta work for it. I be seeing guys be like, oh, Jay-Z, can you give me a free mini bike? Bro, I didn't have a free mini bike. I worked for what I wanted, and I got the knowledge to learn how to build these motors and fix them. And majority of the time, these pit bikes, just buy a little $50 carburetor on Amazon, swapping on, and the bike always just started right up on first kick, first pull. So if you really want something in life, man, y'all gotta work for it, man. Y'all gotta thug it out. And y'all gotta use your brains, use your cranium, man. Y'all be on here asking bot questions. Oh, Jay-Z, how you change the spark plug? Man, you don't need to be in this hobby if you don't know how to use Google, YouTube, stuff like that, man. All this stuff is on YouTube. And mind you, you guys are blessed. You got all these YouTubers now telling you how to do stuff. When I started, it was nobody. Only had red brick garage and cars and cameras. And they wasn't doing in-house building stuff. They wasn't teaching you how to switch a carburetor out and stuff like that. So you guys are truly blessed with how the YouTube algorithm is and how people are helpful nowadays. Yeah, man, that's like my little story on how I learned how to, I guess, save my money and work for what I wanted. You feel me? A lot of people think, oh, it was a handout and this, that, and the third, but I really worked for this stuff. You feel me? So I am blessed that I worked for it because I learned a lot. I learned how to tune carburetors, how to adjust valves on 4-stroke dirt bikes. There's a lot of stuff that I learned just trial and error. You're not gonna get it right the first time, man. But that's just my little story on how I was able to afford mini bikes, man. But yeah, then sooner or later, I was a senior and I was able to get a job at Walmart. And my OG know I worked at Walmart and Compton. So I was able to stack a few money, stack a few checks. So once you get a job at Walmart, you're good. I was making $800 every 2 weeks. And mind you, I was still in high school, so I was only able to work for 4 hours. So the money stacked up for somebody still in high school. So yeah, man, hope this helped you guys get to what you want in life. But yeah, man, we just stuck it on the riverbed, looking at it. It sounds like my voice is going away. I don't know what happened, but yeah, man, we thugging. We ain't mobbing crazy, but that's just my little story, man. But if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And thank y'all for tuning in, and peace out.